Yes, what's up, everybody? Ryjack back here. Let's do a live stream. Let's talk about the big news of the day. Florian Wirtz news. All things football. What's going on? How are you? Welcome to the stream. I do want to start it off, saying thank you guys. I have reached 120 subs on the channel. Very, very cool. On the goal to 150. So only 30 away. Not far. Should get there sometime soon. So always big up. Appreciate the support that you guys have been giving me and reaching these goals. Very cool. Very cool. Anyway, let's talk about Florian Wirtz. This morning, kind of stuff started to pop a bit, and I bookmarked a bunch of tweets just so we could look at them all together. I'm gonna pull it up here. We'll start with the Mia San Mia on Twitter. That tweet first. Basically, it's a long, complicated paragraph, but it talks about what Wirtz wants, what his family wants. Apparently, his parents are his agents, and they want him to stay close to home, stay in Germany, join Bayern Munich, either this summer or next summer, following the World Cup. So, I don't know how I feel about that. He's 21 years old. Is he just going to do what his parents want? Is he going to have his own idea about where he wants to go? According to Bild, which Bild is a very good, reliable source for German news. They were all over the Haaland transfer when that was happening. He has a ranking in his mind: Madrid first, City second, Bayern third, while his parents like Bayern. So if he's favoring City over Bayern, that's obviously great for us. He puts Madrid first. If he really sits down and thinks about it, Madrid don't have a huge opening for the position he plays. Madrid have the core three players, the three attackers. You have Vini on the left, Rodrigo on the right, Mbappe through the middle. And underneath that, you've got Jude Bellingham. So unless they're going to play Bellingham and Wirtz together within a sole pivot six of like Camavinga or Tchouameni, I don't know. But you also have Valverde, like I said, Camavinga, Tchouameni, you have Arda Güler, you have Endrick to get in the rotation. So I don't know. Seems like there's not much of a hole in the Madrid team, whereas City are losing Kevin De Bruyne, our sole creator. Wirtz is great at creativity. We're maybe losing Gundogan. We're maybe losing Bernardo Silva, Kovacic. There's a huge gaping hole in our midfield. And if you go to City, you always know. If you want to leave after a few years of being there, you can always go. So who's to say he doesn't come to City for 4 or 5 years? He turns 26, and then he goes to Madrid. If he really needs to play for Madrid, play for the badge or whatever, like these dudes have dreams of all playing for Madrid, you could do that. But there's not going to be really a better time to join City during the peak of this rebuild when our legend KDB is leaving and we need someone, and we have identified you as that replacement. So for me, it makes sense to join City. As far as the tactics of and the lineup, the breakdown of the squad, it just makes more sense to join City. Oh, I heard Madrid don't want to sign him until next summer. They want to see Vini's future. If he don't extend, we're in the best position. That's true. Vini, there are a lot of Vini rumors about Vini to Saudi Arabia. And maybe that happens, maybe not. I feel like Vini's too invested in Madrid to leave to go to Saudi, but maybe he gets a huge bag, he goes, who knows. But anyway, this also mentions maybe he's waiting until he figures out what Xabi Alonso's doing, if he's going to go to Madrid, which there are reports today. Ancelotti is not going to be coming back. Nothing confirmed, but I did see that a bit on Twitter. Of course, Madrid get basically embarrassed in the quarterfinals to Arsenal, a very depleted, not impressive Arsenal team. And I mean, Madrid themselves this season are just poor. They're very stacked in terms of talent, but they don't work together very well at all. He also says here Pep is very interested. He personally explained his plans to Wirtz, sees him as the KDB replacement, obviously, and they're going to put him on a huge salary of 25 mil, same as Jamal Musiala. That's what the report is for the Bayern's plans. City are fine paying this big 150 million euro fee. I don't know if Bayern would do that. I don't remember Bayern ever spending over 100 like that. I can't remember what they spent for Kane. Maybe it was right around that number, but Huge salary, 25 million, which is the same reported salary that we have for him here. This report, also from Build, says City are ready to pay and want to pay him 25 million a year. So it's not like City are offering 10 mil extra a year to come play for us, and he just wants Bayern. You know, it's basically the same deal. You get 25 million a year, minus whatever tax situation the countries have. But Pep has personally talked to him, which I really like to see. I really like that. Obviously, if you look at Florian Wirtz's FBref page, this is where you get a good idea of the stats. He is about to turn 22. So he will be 22 basically all of next season if we already get him. He's got 19 GNA in Bundesliga, 7 in the Champions League, and only 9 games as well. Very impressive. We also have the financial advantage. We all know Madrid are all free agents, and Bayern, they don't spend. That's also true. If City are going to spend 150 mil, there's no way Bayern are going to do that, and there's no way Madrid are going to do that. Madrid are going to want him to not sign an extension and sign him on a free, and Bayern are just not going to go that high on a deal. There's just no way. If you look over on the left, you see all its numbers. Obviously, they're very high 90th percentiles, attempted passes way up, progressive passes way up, take-ons way up, even blocks defensively. Gets in there, gets stuck in. Clearly, he gives some effort defensively. If you look at similar players, it's a list of mega players. Michael Olise, obviously having an amazing season for Munich. Doué, one of the up-and-comers we all talk about on this channel. Kvaratskhelia, amazing. Ryan Cherky, somebody we want. Dembele's having one of the best seasons in world football this year. Savinho, Musiala, Rodrigo. I mean, the list is all impressive names. And, of course, this is over the last 365 days from today. Those are the most similar players to Wirtz. So I don't think I need to sell Florian Wirtz on being an impressive player or anything, but these are the players he's similar to. Huge one, it's super important for me. Shot creating actions, 93rd percentile in all the top 5 leagues. Obviously, that's impactful. City clearly struggle with creating goal-scoring opportunities, especially with Haaland out. But, I mean, you think about the lineup he would be coming into. He'd be in the center of a spine, whereas Haaland's in front of him, Rodgers behind him, and then Ruben Diaz and Josko Vardiol are his 2 center backs behind him. I mean, that is about as good a spine as there's going to be in world football for Florian Wirtz to step into. There's also been concerns about collaboration. Musiala and Wirtz are both solo stars. Experts say they may not link up. That's true. They are kind of similar players. I think in my head, Wirtz is a little bit more like KDB, and Musiala is a little bit more like Foden in terms of Wirtz can create a bit more. You do see that his assist totals, high, like KDB, and Musiala is a bit more of like a dribbler and goal scorer himself. That's like the comparison I personally make. If you go over to the other advanced stats, Data MB, you see here I put in some interesting numbers. Florian Wirtz compared to KDB. I'll take off Reinders and Gundogan, but I mean, if you look, they're basically the same. It's super similar. Let's do this. Kevin. Let's do this. De Bruyne. There we go. And I'm going to do the season before just because he hasn't been that good this season. But look, I mean, KDB is essentially on a similar graph as Florian Wirtz is, which to me means obviously City have seen this and they know that this guy is similar to the type of player we want. They do the same thing. They are advanced analytic stats, key passes, progressive passes, duels, defensive act. I mean, it's almost identical. You can't get any closer. So you imagine this is KDB on the downturn at 32 years old, and Wirtz is only going to continue to improve and go up in his areas on the graph going forward, as he's only 21, obviously, like I said. So that is most of the Florian Wirtz news. I have just bookmarked, like I said, a whole bunch. The other transfer I want to talk about, Tijani Reinders. That one seems to be heating up as well. 65 million euros is the reported fee. City say that he is the one who's going to replace Gundogan. That's the report that I've seen. I saved it in here somewhere. But the Reinders and Gundogan, they are the like-for-like deal. And I can prove it very easily. You look at Reinders, 26 years old this season, and then you have Ilkay Gundogan. The way they make you do this is funny. There we go. Gundogan. Super similar as well. Same sort of deal. Forward passes way higher than the KDB Wirtz, whereas those were much closer together. Progressive passes, duels. I mean, carrying of the ball. He's even outdoing Gundogan carrying the ball. And I actually think Gundogan has had a low-key underrated season. He started off slow, but in the last 2-3 months, he's been very good. He just needs legs around him. But I wonder if it can let me do Gundogan at Barca. Yeah. You see Gundogan at Barcelona here. Same sort of player. Yes, exactly. I mean, think of that lineup. You have Wirtz in the 10, Reinders in the 8, Rodri is at the 6. That midfield three rivals Newcastle's and is maybe better with Tonali, Joelinton, and Bruno G. I mean, that is top drawer in world football. Wirtz, Reinders, Rodri. You have the Ballon d'Or winner. You have a future Ballon d'Or winner in Wirtz, and then just an all-around solid Reinders type player. So I really like that. I'm very impressed with what I've seen with Reinders. He's only 26 years old. I'm going to pull him up here, see when his birthday is. He might be almost 27. He'll be 27 this summer. So we purchased him at 27. We'll probably have him on a 5-year deal, and maybe he plays 5 years for City, and that's good with me probably. So, like I'm saying, Reinders is an impressive one. He's got 13 GNA from the midfield, 3 goals in Champions League in 10 games. You see his stats; they're all very good. Super high in the green, in the high 80s, 90s. Progressive carries is a huge one, which is why he's a good Ilkay Gundogan replacement, obviously. Doesn't do a whole lot defensively, but you do have Rodri, and if we, maybe we sign Cambiasso inverts into the middle, and he can kind of support the base of the midfield that way. If you see players he's similar to, Phil Foden, Odegaard, Gundogan, Baena, even Juve from Lens is very, very good player. Sucic from Sociedad as well. So for me, I enjoy the Reinders links. I think they're doable. 65 million euros is not a ton. I mean, let's say we did 130 on Wirtz, 60 on Reinders, something like that. You're still under 200. You can buy Cambiasso for, 50 or at 240, and then you get another goalkeeper, something like that. I don't know. It's interesting how you break down what you can do, and I'm thinking City are probably spending over 300 this summer. But maybe they go even further. If they sell more players. Ahmed, what's up? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. We are just talking about the Reinders scouting report and how he is most likely the Gundogan replacement. I do think Gundogan is going to leave this summer. I know he triggered the automatic extension that allegedly is happening, but I don't think that really means anything. It's an automatic trigger, by playing a certain amount of games. It's not that the board gave him a 1-year extension because he's been so good. You know what I mean? It just happened. And I think Gundogan understands he's not up to this level quite for another season for sure. So I think he's going to go to Turkey. He's mentioned in the past about wanting to play. He's got Turkish heritage. So I do think he's going to go to Turkey, go Galatasaray in the summer. As far as a goalkeeper, it's been quiet. I know they're busy with Wirtz, but I'm concerned that if Ederson or Ortega leave, all the goalkeepers like Costa will already have been taken. Interesting take. There have not been a whole lot of goalkeeper links, to be honest. I've seen some with Costa, some with Chevalier, and there's another one with Benfica for a backup role. Trubin, I think his name is. Not sure about that, but I do think we'll get either one of Costa or Chevalier, and I think both Ederson and Ederson and Ortega will be leaving. Get both Tijani and Flo, Gundo and KDB replacement, and a quality fullback needed. Ahmed, I'm with you, bro. I totally agree. That fullback, I think, is going to be Cambiasso. That's my guess. We obviously have the Udogi links from not that long ago, maybe last week or so, but I just don't see City doing a deal with Spurs. It just feels like something that's not going to happen. It just feels like, we would like to get him and be interested if Spurs were open to it, but I don't feel like Spurs are open to it, really. The other news of the day, of yesterday, Xavi Simons has been followed by Man City, and I think this is a weird wording of it, but obviously it means somewhat like tracked. We're monitoring his progress. He's definitely going somewhere in the summer. Pulled up his page here. His contract, he just signed a new contract with Leipzig for 2 years as he was purchased from them in January, which is weird. So I think what they did is they spent their 50 million to buy him, and then they're going to sell him for 20 for profit. So Xavi Simons is maybe the backup for Wirtz. He is about to turn 22 years old. He's been pretty good in the Bundesliga. Didn't do so well in Champions League, but Leipzig were horrible in Champions League this season, so that's not super surprising. If you look at his numbers, they're not quite as good as Wirtz, which is why he's probably the backup. Get Ortega the statue out. Kyle Walker played better in goal. That was a crazy one. Kyle Walker in goal. I do remember those days. How did we lose to Madrid? They got smashed. Bro, Madrid were horrible today, and they had all this pre-match just shenanigans talking about how 90 minutes is such a long time in the Bernabeu, how it's the remontada is all we talk about, and I just don't understand. They're just so in their own heads about, everyone thinks Madrid is the best club in the world, and we are up here, and everyone else is down here. So it's nice, even if it was Arsenal smashing them, I am happy that Madrid lost. I don't like Arsenal at all. Or Madrid at all. They're my most disliked team in all world football. I can't stand the way they act. It's so annoying. If you look at Simmons, similar players, they're not quite the level that Wirtz is, but you do see Morgan Gibbs-White, who is one that is linked, obviously, to us. Amad Diallo, very good, impressive player this season for United. Isco's having a very good season at Betis. Julian Brandt is very good for Dortmund. But clearly, it's a level down from the players that Florian Wirtz is similar to. So if you go here to compare the two, Xavi Simons, let's do this. Come on. I have to do, he's a forward for some reason. Yeah, there he is. You look at those stats. I mean, he's very well-rounded as far as the winger stats, but we would probably want him as more of a midfielder. If you look at players he's similar to, it's Anthony Gordon, Rafael, Adeyemi, which is very good, of course, but I just don't think he is quite the level of Florian Wirtz, and that's the primary target, and that's who we want. Who's your UCL winner? I think I'm going to go with Barcelona. I think it'll be Barcelona-PSG final. Those seem like the best two teams. PSG did look a little shaky yesterday. I thought they were going to blow that game to Villa, but I was very impressed in general with PSG. I think they have a very strong midfield. They got impressive wingers. Donnarumma is mega in front of goal. And then you have Barcelona, who are just obviously very good as well. They got Pedri, Gavi, Lewandowski, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal. I mean, they got players all over the place. So that would be a great final, I think. Barca, PSG. Inter, low-key, maybe a little bit underrated. They're very good as well. And I think Arsenal probably have zero chance. There's just no way, in my mind, that they can do that. Maybe they do. Maybe I'm way off. But for me, I don't really see it. All right, what are the other bits of news I have saved here? There's a bit of news about Bernardo Silva. Apparently, he is in negotiations with Benfica about heading back home. So, could be something that City take advantage of. I don't know where Costa is. Is Costa at Porto? Not Benfica, right? Bernardo Silva. Let's pull him up. Bernardo is getting a bit older. He's 30, going to be 31 next season. So I don't know. Obviously, this guy is a legend of the club, 7-time champion of Premier League. Actually, that's probably 6. I think he won one with Monaco in League. Anyway, you see, he still has relatively impressive numbers. They have him similar to Pedri, but I just think Pedri's just so far advanced from Gundogan, and this is the type of player we need in the midfield for Man City. Pedri, Barella, Fabian Ruiz is fantastic. Bellingham, Palacios, those are the guys that we really do need. And maybe that is showing that sometimes these numbers can be a little bit fake newsy, because I don't see any similarities for Bernardo and these guys personally. You do see him on the wing quite a bit. So, I mean, if you look at those names, it's obviously a lot worse. I mean, if he's similar to Mavididi from Leicester, Jacob Ramsey, Brian Hill, like, obviously not an impressive list at all for the type of player Bernardo is on the wing. Let's look at the chat here. Arsenal tiers will be generational. Do you do watchalongs? Yes, Ahmed, I do watchalongs for all the City games on the weekend. It's a little hard to do weekday streams just because those games are 3 o'clock Eastern time for me, and I'll be at work most of the time. But weekend, this Saturday, I will be doing the Everton game for sure. Everton game. Watch along for that. I also think we need a left back. I prefer Vardiol as a center back, maybe Theo Hernandez. I do agree. Can you check AC Milan position could influence transfers? Let me see here. Let's look at Theo Hernandez on FB Ref. All right. Pulled up Theo Hernandez. He is getting on a bit with age, 27. He'll be 28 for the majority of next season when we'd actually get him. 7 GNA from left back in 29 games is pretty good. 10 games in the Champions League. Let's take a look. Very good percentile numbers. He's way up there in goals. Shot creating actions, 377 per 90 is fantastic. Pass completions is very high. Carries is very high. Doesn't do much defending. We are in desperate need of aerial winners. City, that's something we definitely lack in my mind. This is possible. These numbers are low because Milan maybe dominate the ball and he doesn't have to do a lot of defending. But, you know, when we typically do find fullbacks, a lot of the issues we see are they're great going forward, but not great defenders. And that is an issue. Once we do, you know, the 4 center back deal where we had Akanji on the right, Vardy on the left, I feel like we were a little bit more sound defensively. If we go back to traditional fullbacks, that's probably something we would give up. Similar players, you see Grimaldo, who's been fantastic for a few years now for Leverkusen. Gutierrez is a good one for Girona. Davies, obviously very good. Di Lorenzo is fantastic for Napoli. So yeah, I mean, he is definitely going to be a good, impactful player should he be someone we go for. I don't know if it happens personally. I feel like if we're going for an Italian league fullback, it's going to be Cambiasso. He has a little bit more positional versatility than Theo Hernandez does. Hernandez, as far as I'm aware, primarily is a left back. I don't know that he can play center back at all. Could check that just to see if he does. Let's see. Because Cambiasso plays left back, right mid, left mid, center mid. Whereas, yeah, this says he has only played left back in his career, pretty much, Theo Hernandez. So, I don't know. I feel like Cambiasso is the one. Contract also stalled. Milan will accept a low 25 to 40 million fee. That is true. If Cambiasso is going to cost upwards of 50, 60, and we're already spending our budget on Wirtz for, 130 and Tijani Reinders for 60, and now we're at almost 200 million. Maybe it does make more sense to go for a cheaper alternative option like Theo Hernandez for 30, 40 million. But I don't know. I feel like City are going to go ham go ham this summer and just go all out, balls to the wall, and spend big, because they know how important it is that we get stuff done in the summer. We cannot go another season having this horrible run of we can't win games, we can't control the midfield, we can't create chances, and it's boring to watch, you know? Pep's got 2 years left on this contract coming up. We have to be able to have a competitive team show him, you know, for the last couple of years that we have Pep Guardiola. And I just don't think the board will allow us to be non-competitors in the league and the Champions League. It's just not going to happen. We'll deal with the consequences later down the line if we overspend a bit. I need to cut back once Pep is gone, because we're going to take a step back anyway, most likely when Pep is not around and able to influence the squad like he typically does. So, unless there's anything else you guys want to chop it up and talk about, that is most of the news, most of what I've got scheduled here for tonight. We're approaching the 30-minute mark, so pretty good show. Thank you guys, of course, for watching, tuning in. I'm very hopeful that we get some more concrete, solid links from some bigger names going forward over the next few weeks or so. Every day we get closer to the summer transfer window and to the Club World Cup, which is going to be exciting. Obviously, over here in America, I do plan on going to one of the games. It's in Orlando. That's about an hour away from me. So, very excited for the Juventus game once we get to that. Big season for City. Still a lot to play for. FA Cup, Champions League, and I will keep everyone up to date with all the news, all the transfers, all the watch-alongs. So make sure you do tune in to my channel. I obviously appreciate all the support. Very close to 150 subs. That's what I'm going for. Any updates on McAtee and Ortega to Leverkusen? The only update on McAtee that I saw today was that Nottingham Forest are interested in competing to purchase him. I haven't seen any more Ortega to Leverkusen links other than the fact that Leverkusen officials were over in Manchester earlier this week. That is true. Now, Xabi Alonso wasn't one of them that was actually here. That was fake news report, but they were over here to discuss McAtee and Ortega and maybe Wirtz as well. So I think McAtee probably would prefer Germany. In my head, it makes more sense. He goes to Germany and competes in Leverkusen, a team that's going to challenge for the title in the Bundesliga, even if they probably won't win. I don't know if Nottingham Forest is the level he wants to go to. Yes, they may get Champions League, but are they able to sustain that? I don't know. Seems like that would be a tough task. Maybe Leverkusen is the better bet for him. But, the positive thing is if multiple clubs want him, that drives the price up and get more for him. So that's what I'm happy. We'll reach there eventually. Good luck. See you on Saturday. Thank you, Ahmed. Appreciate it, my guy. Thank you. Welcome to the Ryjack game, as we like to say, of course. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to stop the stream there. I do post on TikTok and YouTube Shorts a lot as well, if you like the short form content. So check those out. But anyway, see you guys. Come on, City.